If you're a non-native speaker and want to sound like one of your favorite characters from a Hollywood movie, here are 8 tips that can help you get there and sound more American. Hey everyone, my name is Ilya, and I'm a professional linguist and an accent coach. I taught at an Ivy League school, dedicated my master's research to creating a program for teaching American accent, and now help my fellow non-native speakers speak more confidently and finally enjoy how they sound. The tips that I'll share with you in this video are some of the brightest features of American English pronunciation. Think about them as quick fixes that you can start incorporating in your speech bit by bit. And if you do it right, I promise you'll notice a glow up right away. So without further ado, let's get to our first quick fix to your pronunciation. Tip number 1, turn your O's into O's. There are so many words where a non-native speaker would read the letter O as a rounded vowel O or O. However, in American English, most words that are spelt with the letter O are pronounced with an unrounded vowel ah. To get this vowel right, move your tongue to the back of your mouth, drop your jaw, and most importantly, do not round your lips. For example, instead of saying stop or a lot, go for an ah in these words. It's going to be stop, a lot, problem. And many words that are spelt with P-R-O at the beginning are pronounced with ah too. Process, product, proper, and so on. And there is a lot of words like this, so make sure to add this to your pronunciation. Tip number 2, read the letter A as a in many words. So many non-native speakers have this habit of reading the letter A in the words like these as a central vowel a. So they would normally say something like bust, lust, muster, grasp, and so on, where the tongue for the vowel remains in the middle part of your mouth. It's just for most non-native speakers. And this gravitates towards how these words are pronounced by many British speakers, but it's absolutely not the case in the US. The letter A in such words is read as an open and, most importantly, front vowel a. This means that you have to move your tongue from a central position or a back position that you might be more used to a front position. The tongue has to be closer to your teeth. So not but a. For example, this is not past, but past. Last. Master. Grasp. And so on. And a bigger problem here is if you keep saying these words with a central vowel a, sometimes you will get a word that you didn't plan to say. Like instead of I mastered, you will say I mustard, or your staff is going to turn into stuff. And you can sometimes get an absolutely inappropriate swear word. That's how your fact turns into you know what, and can't turns into, well, some words can't be pronounced out loud like that. Tip number 3, and this is another really cool feature. In the diphthong or double vowel ow, like in the following words, the first element is very, very close to the same a vowel that we've just practiced. So instead of saying ow with your tongue being in the middle or in the back of your mouth at the beginning of this vowel, push it more to the front. It's ow, ow. That's how you get words like now, now. Notice that the beginning of the word now is very close to the beginning of the word nap, nap, now. Or cat, count, hat, how, and so on. Tip number 4, the NT cluster rule. There's so many things that happen to this one poor consonant T. In my accent reduction course, there's even an entire module dedicated to that topic called 50 Shades of T. Because how you pronounce your T's and D's matters a lot for this accent. One of the things that happens to the consonant T is that we drop it entirely after the consonant N in so many words where it's after a stressed vowel. For example, instead of saying 20, an American is very likely to say 20. Internet. Wanted. You could also use T dropping to link words better in examples like relevant idea. Instead of saying relevant idea, relevant idea. No T. Make sure to start dropping yours. Tip number 5, another classic way to pronounce T is to flap it. Here's how it works. When the consonant T or D is between two vowels after a stressed vowel, the tip of your tongue goes really quickly against the alveolar ridge, this little bump behind your top teeth. So we're not staying there for a long time. We're not saying ta or da. We're tapping really gently and quickly against the alveolar ridge, saying ra, ra. That's how we get city instead of city. Better, matter. We also use the flap to link words better. A lot of, not a lot of, but a lot of, ra, a lot of. Tip number 6, this one is so basic and so easy, I think I should have started with it. Some consonants need a lot of air, a lot more than what you're probably more used to. Take your consonants pa, ta, and ka, and add more air to them before a stressed vowel. So in the words like pass or pain, imagine as if there is a very light consonant H that you're adding between the pa and the vowel. Pass, pass, pain, or take, test, capital, and so on. This is such a great way to immediately sound more natural and also to boost your clarity. Number 7, R. That one is a biggie. You see, American accent is a rhotic accent, meaning you have to pronounce R pretty much everywhere you see the letter R. It's not the case in some other accents, like for example in the British accent, where you see the letter R at the end of a word or before a consonant letter, you're not gonna have to read it. That's how instead of car, Brits would say car, or instead of fort, they would say fort, without any R articulation. Not the case in an American accent. So in the words like these, you have to pronounce your R. How do you do it? Curl your tongue back and up a little bit. Notice that this will be accompanied with your lips rounding just a little bit. Ra, ra. The lip rounding articulation really helps your tongue go backer in the mouth and maintain this slightly curled up position. That's why we need it. So we would say car, sport, learn. And this is tip 8, our last tip for today. You can't really sound natural or more American specifically if you don't take into account their specific melodies. One of the most common American intonation contours is called a high fall. And you can use it for various things. It has so many functions in the language. You could use it for exclamation, excitement. You would go for it if you wanted to signal more friendliness, softness. And sometimes you would use a high fall in the middle of your sentence instead of a typical rising tone to persuade better, to get your message across more effectively. This is how you do it. The name speaks for itself. You have to go really high on the stressed syllable of the most important word and then go suddenly down to the very bottom of your range. So we get very high and then we jump from this height. This is how it sounds. That's such a great opportunity. That's such a great opportunity. Notice I'm going up on 2 and then I'm dropping the tone. Opportunity. Or, this is the best thing I've ever seen. The best thing I've ever seen. This is a very short high fall because we have a very short syllable, just one vowel and one consonant N, where the melody happens, seen. And now I'm gonna tell you the most important thing. The best way to start implementing it all into your speech is, well, to actually start doing it. Think through the phrases that you have to use in your line of work or life situations. Do these phrases have any words with the features that we practice today? Maybe you have to say words like option a lot, where you can try pronouncing the first vowel as an unrounded back open ah sound rather than o. Maybe there are words like internet, integration, and so on. So figure out what these phrases are and make yourself say these phrases correctly. Narrow down your focus to just them and don't think about the rest of the phrases just yet. One step at a time is the best kind of practice here. And if you want a guided dive into American English pronunciation with personalized feedback, structured workouts, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll leave my contact details in the bio.